The Kurukshetra war was fought between the Pandavas and Kauravas over succession to the throne of Hastinapur. The war began dramatically on an auspicious day after numerous failed attempts at a peaceful resolution. As the two massive armies faced each other on the battlefield at Kurukshetra, conches blew loudly to mark the start of the historic 18-day battle. The Pandava army arranged itself skillfully in Vajra or thunderbolt formation, with mighty Bhima at the forefront, surrounded by other brave warriors. The Kauravas responded with a defensive chakra or wheel formation, with the venerable Bhishma protecting the center, surrounded by divisions of soldiers, chariots and elephants in concentric circles radiating outwards. As Arjuna, the great archer mounted on his chariot, driven by Krishna, looked upon his friends and kin, ready for battle on the enemy side, he was overcome by despair and refused to fight. This set the stage for Lord Krishna's pivotal Bhagavad Gita discourse on Dharma and duty, which transformed Arjuna's perspective. With conches blowing loudly, the war commenced. Arjuna blew Devadatta, his conch, letting the Kauravas know that the Pandavas were ready for combat. Bhishma responded powerfully by blowing his conch Pandra. Arjuna fired volleys of arrows at Bhishma, wanting to defeat the Kaurava commander first. A colossal battle broke out between the veteran archers Bhishma and Arjuna. Displaying immense skills honed over decades, they rapidly shot arrows that collided mid-air and shattered harmlessly. Arjuna invoked divine astras granted to him, but Bhishma nullified them with his own celestial weapons. Gifted for his piety, they defended themselves adeptly against barrages of arrows from the other. Meanwhile, Arjuna's brother Bhima clashed fiercely with the Kaurava crown prince Duryodhana. However, before any harm was done, Bhishma intervened to end the duel, as his duty was to protect Duryodhana. The young warrior Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son, fought valiantly with Lakshmana, Duryodhana's son, though both had to retreat as they were still novice fighters. Drishtadyumna, the Pandava army commander, exhibited remarkable skills with sword and mace against many Kaurava heroes, including the venerable elders Drona, Kripa, and Ashwathama. Though much younger, Drishtadyumna managed to contain Bhishma as well, thus indirectly protecting Arjuna. His peerless martial talents were feared by the enemy. The weapons used by warriors on the first day ranged from maces, swords, and javelins to the more deadly bows and arrows. Arrows had iron heads sharpened to penetrate armor. They were fletched with feathers for stability and flight. Skilled archers took great care in aiming accurately while having to move their chariots swiftly around the battlefield. Divine weapons were also employed, though used judiciously on the first day. Arjuna invoked his Gandiva bow, which had immense energy, and unleashed powerful astras like Agni Astra, emitting fire, and Varunastra, releasing watery torrents on the Kaurava battalions. However, Bhishma, having acquired celestial weapons after pleasing his guru Parashurama, was able to counter Arjuna's divine arsenal. These supernatural weapons, when countered, caused massive destruction to the surroundings, killing countless soldiers from both sides. The devastation was akin to storms and earthquakes occurring simultaneously. The armor and chariots used were other important aspects. The Kauravas wore simpler protective gear, while the Pandavas had gilded armor decorated with precious jewels to dazzle the enemy. Both sides rode sturdy, wooden chariots with leather coverings, pulled by pairs or quartets of horses, trained for maximum speed and maneuverability. This allowed dynamic movement to dodge arrows or get within firing range. Soldiers on foot guarded the chariots and archers. The first day saw remarkable displays of archery and weapon skills, firing of multiple arrows simultaneously, hitting unseen targets, invoking divine astras by mental concentration, infusing arrows with mystic energy mid-flight, and more. The Kurukshetra battlefield resounded with the twang of bowstrings, the galloping of horses, the cries of fallen warriors, and the clash of weapons throughout the day. As the sun set after intense fighting, Funeral pyres were lit for the dead from both sides, who were cremated with full honors. The injured were rushed to medical camps. No decisive victory had been achieved, though Bhishma was praised for withstanding Arjuna's relentless assault. The battle-weary troops returned to their camps, whence the din of war had temporarily faded. But after mourning their dead and seeing to the injured, they immediately began preparing for the next day's combat. Thus ended day one of the historic war between the Kauravas and Pandavas for the throne of Hastinapur. The major clashes, weaponry, and warrior skills displayed provided a glimpse of the ferocity that was to come in the following days. The outcome remained uncertain, with heavy losses on both sides. This was just the beginning, as according to Krishna's vision, the apocalyptic war would rage on till the fated end on the 18th day. While the Kauravas had the advantage of a formidable commander in Bhishma, the Pandavas' courage, skills, and Krishna's strategic advice kept them firmly in the fight. The scene was set for the brutal battles to come that would decimate entire clans before a victor would emerge